I was like, this is it. It has to work. There's no other way out. This is it. This has to work. Being a woman in this industry, in the event industry, it is very, 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 very difficult. That is
being a black woman.
Being a black, exactly.
From what you've just mentioned now, it's so easy for people to put an event up, no one shows up, and that's it. They don't even bother with it. They're like, oh, maybe it's probably not a good idea, or maybe it wasn't really God telling me to do this. It was just my mind tricking me and stuff.
Yeah.
What made you put up the next one and the next one and just kept going, even though the first one, it had a good turnout, but it was bank account wise would have been less
negative,
than exactly. Yeah. So what made you keep going? Welcome to Beyond the Collection by M.A.D, the podcast where we spotlight small business owners, uncover the real behind the scenes of how they're building a thriving business, from the highs to the lows and the lessons they've learned along the way. As this lesson will equip you to start and to grow your business. I'm your host, Ifyok, and today I'm joined by an amazing guest, Lohi. She's a fashion designer. She's got a clothing brand, and she also has a fashion community that she runs. I would let you introduce yourself. So for those that are just seeing you for the first time, do you want to introduce yourself?
Of course. So my name is Blessing. But my friends, most people call me Lohi. I am the founder and creative director of Afrofashionshow UK. We are a community organization that spotlight our fashion designers, creative along the industries such as hairstylists, videographers, photographers, makeup artists. Yeah.
Okay, so let's take it all the way back to the beginning. What inspired you to want to start Afrofashionshow?
Okay, so as you know, I'm a fashion designer, and the journey has not been easy, and also as a Black minority in this country. So as a designer, getting the spotlight out there seems very, very difficult. Getting our clothing out there, advertising, getting people to know what we do, what we stand for, has been really, really a struggle. So I thought to myself, and an idea came to me. I said, fine, if my voice, as I'm communicating with you now, my voice it's just normal, it's low. But what if I get one or two people to join me? Maybe my voice could be even louder. It's just like if I clap my hands, for example, it's quite low. But by the time you join me,
we have more people.
Exactly. Yeah. So that was how it all started. So I said, okay, maybe bring together a group of African Caribbean designers together and see if we can build our community and showcase what we do. That was how it all started. And I've been so blessed by God. I believe strongly in God anyway, because I believe He gave me that idea. And putting everything together, it's just amazing. It's a long story. It's a long story because when I started as a fashion designer, I went to my friends, I went to people in the industry that I know that was a fashion designer, and I said, come, let's do this together. Let's create the Afro Fashion Show. And we all came together, and surprisingly, the community showed up for us. It wasn't easy, but I was so amazed that people wanted to get involved with what we were doing. That shows me that, there's a gap in the market. This is something that was needed in our community. And so that was the beginning of how Afrofashionshow UK started.
Oh, that's really good. How long has it been running now?
We are still very new. Funny enough, it's just 3 to 4 years now. Yeah, so the one for 2026 would be the 4th year. But ideally, I would say nearly the 5th year, because the idea I started solely, should I say 4 years ago?
Okay.
But officially started, all registered and everything 3 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's really good. So from the journey of creating Afrofashionshow, what are some of the low moments you've experienced? Because I mean, running a business is not smooth sailing. There's always like highs and lows, and there's friction and struggles along the way. So what are some of the low moments or struggles you've experienced, and how did you overcome it?
That's a very interesting topic, because not every day we get to spotlight issues like this. So
Let me just say that, people are so used to amplifying, oh, my business is making 7 figures or doing 8 figures and all of that, but people don't actually like say the struggles they're actually going through, because then it kind of like puts meaning to what you're like. People can actually relate, because if I'm watching someone and all they're doing is like they're doing so well, I'm like, is something wrong with me? Is that a problem with me? So I like to actually like see what struggles people are going through, because then it kind of makes me feel
makes
normal
you feel a lot better.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Entrepreneurship will test your strength.
Honestly.
It will test your faith. So there's a lot of struggle. There is the financial struggle. That is one of the biggest struggle for me that I face.
Not just for you, for all of us.
That I face personally. I will use the Afrofashionshow as an example. So I had the idea, but what about the finance? How am I gonna come up with this? Because my idea was not just to run another little community project. It was something that was big. And when I had the idea, if I'm going to be honest, it took me a while for me to be able to get it through, because I was, number one, it was bigger than me. I was doubting myself, and I was like, can I actually pull this through? Where do I get the money from? And it was a risk for me. It was a risk. But today's word, how many people are willing to take the risk of failure? So you have to be willing to fail. I think that was something about the Afro Fashion Show. I was ready to fail. I was like, okay, fine. If I fail, I fail. So at the end of the day, I had to take my savings. And at a point, I had to hide it from my partner.
He's going to watch this.
Yes,
well, you would have known by now.
Yeah, now he's aware, but at the beginning I had to hide it, because I was like, gosh, if he knows I'm using this amount of money that I have been saving to do this project,
that we're not sure if it's going to fly or not.
That it's going to fly. It was a risk. I was willing to put my all to it. And even after I kept the money that I had, it wasn't even enough. I had to call a few friends to say, can you lend me this? Can you give me this? Especially when people, you put something out there and the ticket sales are not coming, and you're wondering, how am I going to finish paying up this? What will I do? And you're just thinking, is this ever going to work? What if a week to the event, for example, my first event, a week to the event, God, we had less than 20 tickets sold. And I was so worried. But the only thing that that's why I said entrepreneurship, it will test your faith. It will test a lot of things.
You become a prayer warrior.
It will test you. Seriously. I had just 20 tickets, and it was a week to the event. And I had to pay the venue. I had to secure the food. I had to pay other people. And I was thinking, the entertainment, everything. How am I going to pull this through? I almost canceled the show. I thought that is something that was not going to happen. I almost canceled. But the only thing that kept me going is, what do I tell these designers that I've caught together? What do I tell the makeup artists? What do I tell the videographer? Everybody that was willing to be part of the Afro Fashion Show. What do I tell them? So I just couldn't disappoint. I think that's one thing with me. So after putting everybody together, I just thought about it. I was like, I can't disappoint these people. Worst come to worst, we'll all go and sit down and just enjoy the show. Even if it's like 20 people, people might laugh at me. That's why I said, are you willing to fail? And at that point in time, a week to the event, I was actually willing to fail. And I said, even if it's just 20 people, so be it.
Exactly.
We're just going to sit down, few amount of chairs. It is what it is at the end of the day.
Have a good time.
And they'll have a good time. I've paid for the service. I might as well. And some of the venue fee, it was not refundable at that stage because it was so close to the time. And I just couldn't give up. I was like, I'm ready to face that. That's it. And luckily, and I became a prayer warrior.
Of course, you have to be 3 days dry fasting. What are we eating for?
Exactly. And I kept praying. I just had that faith in God. That's why it will test your faith. I was praying to God. And luckily, 4 days, I kept counting on Monday, Tuesday. And then I kept seeing 20 ticket sales in a day. I was like, okay, things are beginning to pick up. And before the day, even on the day, people were still buying tickets. And at the end of that show, I think we had about 100 from 20, it went up to about 100 and so people. And I was so grateful. I was so thankful. I was literally crying. But people don't understand the reason for the tears. They don't understand why. At the end of the day, it was a loss in terms of financially, which I know that was something that was going to happen. Yeah. But regardless, I was so grateful to God that the project came through and it was a success, and after then, I just kept going. I was like, yes, I have got something, and people actually showed up and it shows that we've got something going for us. Yeah.
That's really good. But before you continue with the rest of the struggles, from what you've just mentioned now, it's so easy for people to put an event up, no one shows up and that's it. They don't even bother with it. They're like, oh, maybe it's probably not a good idea, or maybe it wasn't really God telling me to do this. It was just my mind tricking me and stuff.
Yeah.
What made you put up the next one and the next one and just kept going, even though the first one, it had a good turnout, but it was bank account wise would have been less
negative,
than exactly. Yeah. So what made you keep going?
Okay, so for any business, as a business person and an entrepreneur, you have to know that within the 5 years of a business, you might not actually see a positive figure. Preach. So you have to have that mindset. So a lot of people go into business thinking, oh, I'm just going to do this and boom, I get some money.
Next week we're going to make so much money. We'll be in Maldives chilling by this beach.
Yeah. So some people go into business with that mindset. So my mindset wasn't that. I knew within me that from what I was building and knowing how big my project was, and I know it's bigger than me. Even as I speak, it's bigger than me. Where we're trying to get to, we're not there yet. But trust me when I say sometimes it does scare me a little bit. And I knew that, okay, me just stopping just because of a negative figure, and that's it. No, we had lovely testimonies from the people that came in, how they enjoyed the event and they wanted more. And I said to myself, with the people that showed for the first time, I had this S amount of numbers, and with the support I had, people volunteering and doing all those things, how can I give up on them? It is a no-no for me. And knowing where I want to go or where we're going, so that was a no-no for me. So I was like, I am not giving up on this. And I think that is, once you know your purpose, it's a lot easier for you to keep going. I believe this, I'll make it simple. There are like 3 simple steps when it comes to business. You have to have a purpose, or shall I say an impact. The moment you have an impact, there comes the influence. And after the influence, there comes the finance, the money. That's how it flows. So for me, I created the impact for the first show. As it goes on, the influence comes in. And as soon as you have the influence, then the money start coming in. So that is how it should go. So even if I do a business for the first time and I'm not making any negative sales, but if the reviews, the impact that we think that we're making to the society is worth it, then you have to keep going. Consistency. From consistency, then you get the influence. The moment people begin to see what you're doing, what you're impacting, you make an influence. And from there, the money flows. So, yeah.
That's really good. So did you have to do anything differently from the first show you did to the second one to make it like bigger or for people to like be interested in it more than the first one? Did you like make any significant changes?
Not really,
Okay.
not really. So it all down is all down to the feedback as well. So after an
Mm,
event, it's always good that you have that feedback. What
yeah.
are we doing right? What are we doing wrong? What
Mm,
is actually going wrong? So we had to put that into account to say,
okay.
okay, all right, this is what went wrong. Not enough publicity or this or that. So we had to write down everything to say, okay, this is where we're going wrong. This is where we're going right. And like I said, the biggest challenge again is for me personally with my business is finance.
Mm,
Even after applying for grants, the struggle, everything, and we didn't get to actually achieve it. And sometimes it knocks you down.
I know.
It knocks you down, and you're like, oh my God, I want to do this X amount of numbers, but without those funds,
I know.
without publicity, without the advertising, without so many things, how can I actually achieve my goal? But the main thing is just to keep going,
Exactly.
regardless of what it is. We just have to keep going. That's why you always have to remember your purpose, your why. Why did I start this? Is your why strong enough? If it's not strong enough or if it's not good enough, then that is why when you start laying back and you're like, okay, all right, I'll just hold on for a minute, I'll pause. But there is it's okay to rest. Sometimes I have and say, okay, this business is not working and stay back. But sometimes it can become very, very difficult the moment you take a step back. For some people or for some business, it's hard for them to get back into it. It takes the special grace of God. So yeah, it's a 50-50 kind of situation. So that is why consistency is very important,
Yeah, definitely.
regardless of if it's working out or if it's not. Even though you feel like giving up, just keep going. Yeah.
So apart from like finance as one of the low moments you've had, what other major struggles would you say you've had? Especially because you're in a business space where you're having other fashion designers on, and there's all this like so many other people that are working with you to get this vision to life. What other things would you say you've had to struggle with, if at all any?
There's always something. There's always something. I personally, I have been blessed to have amazing team around me, to have people who wants to work with me, who sees my vision. So for that, I have been blessed. So one of my biggest struggle is when we are looking for funding. For example, being a woman in this industry, in the event industry, it is very, 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 very difficult. That is one
Being a
of
black woman.
being a black exactly. Being a black woman, it is very, very difficult.
Because I don't want to think, yeah, I know like being a woman can be difficult, but I would want to think white people have it easier than a black woman. Let me
Yes.
just putting this out for context, and I'm so sure about these facts. But yeah, go on.
Yes, we do. Um, yes, you're absolutely right. Because sometimes you approach people, even if you don't want, you're not approaching them for money, or you just want a little bit of help or something. Sometimes this organization, they look at you because you're a black woman, will refuse to give you that platform. You have to have some kind of connection, for you to be
Exactly.
able to get into those spaces. And
Let me just interrupt you
yeah.
for a bit. There's someone I was listening to recently that said he's into like property business. He's black. So he's like he contacted someone to do something. You know how to come up with excuse, oh no, we can't do. So he has a business partner that is a white person, a white guy as well. He now asked him, can he contact? And they literally did it for him. I was
Yeah.
like, wait, hang on a second. So, but sometimes, like, whether you want to accept it or not, sometimes there's like systemic
Yeah.
things in place. I don't want to call it racism, but
Yeah.
systemic things in place just to add an extra hurdle I mean, it's
Exactly,
hard
yeah.
enough. And then they just have these extra things in place. So yeah, just from what you've
Yes.
just said, I kind of like,
It is quite difficult, as a black person, or should I say, as a black woman, to accept some certain things, even though there are so many systems in place. So they say, it's still quite difficult. Sometimes we have to go through a white person to be able to pass through that barrier, so they don't know. Sometimes even with the name, by the time they see your name, they already know, oh, this might be a black person, and they don't give you what you want, or you don't just progress to the next level. So that is something that is there as well. And also, as a woman in the entertainment industry, it is difficult. Some men, I'm going to put this out there, some men will want to take advantage of you, and that's why I said, as a lady, it can be very, very difficult. I am married. I'm not single. I'm married. I've got 3 kids and whatnot. But there are some people you approach to say, okay, I'm doing an event whatsoever, and all they want from you is something else. It's something else. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be honest with you, and it's a little bit depressing. It's really, really depressing having that. Sometimes I find it really funny, but it is what it is, as a woman as well. That's why I said it's not only just as a black woman, as a woman as a whole, approaching some certain businesses or whatsoever, and then they're asking you for something else. Some of them.
Let's unpack that, please. Let's unpack it. I like to know the detail.
So I have missed out on some projects, on some financial situation, just because I'm a woman in the entertainment industry. And it is heartbreaking, just because you say no, you can't, that project is gone. You're not allowed to have it just because you say no. But if I was to say yes to it, then yes, of course, I'm going to get it. So there's so many opportunities that I've had to miss out on that's hindered my brand from growing further, just because I'm a woman in the entertainment industry and I have refused to their terms and conditions. So there's so many things when it comes to entertainment, so many things. I'm not going to unpack everything today, but it is a very difficult space to be in, especially as a married woman. It is very, very difficult, yeah.
Would you say because it's more a masculine field? Because I know, like, obviously I see a few women in the event space, but I think to a large extent it's more.
Yes, I think it's majority. It's just a few women in the entertainment industry, and yeah. So I think that's probably one of the major reasons. And but then I think they're making it so difficult for us. It's like they don't want us to climb up that ladder and be there with them. Exactly. So yeah, it's
any way to drag the ladder down so you can fall.
Exactly.
Fall
it's like
face.
We don't want you guys up there as well. We just want to be
How
up
dare
there.
You How dare to climb the ladder?
Exactly. But we are saying no to
exactly.
it. We are climbing regardless.
Exactly. The sky is enough for all of us to get up there and shine, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So what are some of the highlights or like proud moments you've had in the years of running Afrofashionshow?
Thank you for that question. For me, it's seeing the smile in our designer's face, seeing the smiles in our creative's face. I don't know what it is, but personally, that's what gives me joy. Yeah. Maybe because I'm a designer myself and I know the struggle, and I've been there. I have struggled, and just being able to see that unfolding, gives me some incredible pleasure.
I know what you mean.
It just gives me incredible pleasure knowing the fulfillment, knowing that, okay, everything ended well, knowing that you're happy makes me happy, because I'm like, okay, if you're not happy, what can we do to rectify this, and just try ways to make things happy. So for me, yeah, it's just knowing that everything went smoothly, knowing that they're happy, they were okay. I think, yeah, just the highlight of the day. And when people come to me and say, oh my God, it was so beautiful, we had an amazing time, those are my moments. Those is things like that gives me joy. Funny enough, I should be more happy when it comes to my bank account is looking good, but that's not what it is for me. I think it has to do with my why, my purpose, why I started at the first place. So just seeing designers like myself being happy, seeing creatives like myself, because I used to be a model back in the days. When
you're a fashion designer, you have to be a model as well. Undefeated. Your first model, first walking billboard.
Because I started off as a model. I started off as a model, and then from there I became a fashion designer.
Do you mean like actual model?
Yeah, actual model.
Okay, that's impressive. I didn't even know that.
I started as an actual model.
You have the height and the body for it, so why not?
But now, after the kids and everything, the belly's all out.
Which belly? You leave some at home.
Yeah. So, and just seeing the passion. I think for me, the passion is so strong. And I thank God for keeping that same amount or that same level of passion still running in me up to today. Because I've been in different businesses in the past, and sometimes the passion, it drops. And once that passion drops, the fire is not in you anymore. And so I am really so grateful for God to keep that passion in me as well. Yeah.
Obviously, between like being in an event business or being in an event space and trying to put up events, there is a lot of marketing or visibility that you have to put out for people to know that, I have an event coming up and I need you to attend and all of that. So how do you market or provide visibility for the events you're doing, just so it's not just it's benefiting you that is organizing the event, and also like maybe the fashion designers that are going to be showcasing their products on the day? How do you go about marketing your business?
Okay, I think for us, this is one of our biggest struggle, getting the visibility out there. So it is not easy, especially in our modern days like this. So what we tend to do is we try to get into the local, maybe news, radios, makings of influencers and all that. But getting the most amount of visibility can be very, very difficult, because at the end of the day, it's all finance. It's all getting the money, especially when you've not yet been funded, because we're still looking to be funded by the government, the Art Council and all that. And not having that X amount of money, and still trying to function from your own pocket or from your own pot, sometimes can actually strain what you wish or what you intend to do. But I would say we are trying our very best to keep going. And that's why consistency comes in. Because the moment, I think with Instagram, with Facebook, with everything, social media all going on these days, it's helping a lot in terms of the moment you've been consistent, the work is being spread, so it gets out there more as well. So we are also trying to, I think with next year, it's something that we are actually pushing. We're going to push forward, get into the magazine, even create our own if possible, depends, get into the news, the radios, social media influencers, and just use all this multiple ways of reaching out to make sure that to maximize the ways that we are out there as well. Even the billboard, it all depends. We would love to be on the billboard, but do we have the funds for it? It's all finance at the end of the day. But yeah, we'll try our best, to do what we can.
You know how they say like visibility is like the main
is the main
thing
thing, yes,
in any business, because you can have like a really good product or you can have like a really fantastic
First and
event.
sixth, yeah.
But if people don't know that this event is happening, then it's usually like crickets and stuff.
What's the point actually?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you're absolutely right. So it's all about getting the visibility, getting the product out there, and yeah, God willing,
yeah, I mean,
2026 is going to be fantastic.
we're looking forward to it. Yes. So with running a business, there's really like downtimes, and I feel like maybe, I don't know if in the event space is that way, but there are times where things are not going like it needs to go, and there are times where it's all nice and rosy and stuff.
Yeah.
So how do you handle downtimes?
Okay. Well, with me, a lot has to do with my fate. I know I have done the Afro fashion show, although it was wonderful. Up there, everyone was like, "Oh, it was amazing," and all clapping for it, praising me, sending me messages. I've actually gone back to cry, to say, I'm not doing this again. Then I call my team. I'm like, there's no more Afro fashion show. I don't want to do this again. Like, you feel overwhelmed, you're tired, you're exhausted.
It is tiring.
It is very tiring, and it's filled with sleepless nights that nobody sees.
Tell me about
They don't
it.
see the sleepless nights. They don't see.
I feel like in the next time you're doing it, you should document. You know how people like do.
Yeah.
I'm planning an event this day. You follow me along day to day until it actually goes. I like the one the Beckham lady did.
Okay.
Have you watched
Victoria.
it on Netflix? Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something she did. Yeah. Even though she's like on a different frequency, but there's a level of relatedness with it. I think they're like 30 million pounds in negative, and then having to raise funds and all of those. Those are like relatable, but not 30 million. Oh God. Like the struggles and sleepless nights. And you have kids as well to look after. I mean, you have husband, and I mean, there's so much
going on.
Yeah.
And you're exhausted. Sometimes I get so exhausted, overwhelmed. And was it the first or the second one? And I told my team, and I called them, and I said, I don't think there will be Afro fashion show for the next year. I'm completely honest. If you ask any of my team, they'll tell you, especially my event coordinator. I called her up and I was like, no, I have to, no more Afro. I think I just have to take a pause, reflect on things before I carry on, or maybe just take a year gap or something.
Was it just being overwhelmed that made you feel like that?
I was overwhelmed. I was stressed. I was anxious. So many things were just going on, although the outside world, it was all rosy and all beautiful and lovely, but deep inside, I was like, I can't do this anymore to myself. I can't do this. A lot of people don't see that.
Honestly, I was even saying when I did my fashion show when I was pregnant. I mean, imagine pulling off a fashion show with being 7 months pregnant. That's why I took all this many breaks. I'm like, I can't do that to myself again. Yeah. But
the running around a day before the event. I remember I had to drive just to pick up a few things. Like, I was like, oh my God, this is just too much. And then, so there's just so much that goes behind the scene that a lot of people don't see, and it can be really very overwhelming. And I think what normally would help me is I just pray. I think that's just something for me, you have to have something that keeps you. So some people, when they're stressed, some people can have a drink to calm them down. Some people could smoke, some people could do whatever.
Take weed,
do whatever. For me, sometimes I cry. It helps relieve me. Sometimes some people say, I don't cry, whatever. Sometimes I'm in my bathroom and I'm crying. I'm in my car. I am shouting.
With the music loud, so nobody hears.
And there's so many things that could do emotions to just relieve yourself. Some people go to the gym to help them to relieve, not to just think about so many things. So you have to find the balance. What is it? Exactly. What normally would help relieve you a little bit? So I tend to pray, and sometimes I go to the gym. It does help, and I just block, when I go to the gym, it blocks away everything in regards to fashion, in regards to event. I just focus on myself then. So you have to find the balance. What was for you, and yeah, so.
That's really good. I think I remember speaking to you a few times before the last fashion show. I'm like, after now, you need to just go get a massage. Put your feet up. You've done enough.
Yeah.
Did you get that massage or you did not?
I don't think I did.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Some people, it's a spa day. You know, they go on a spa, they're going to get their nails done and hair, whatever that
just
works.
Just focus on me.
Just focus on you. Whatever works for you, just do it. You know, sometimes when I get my hair done, I'm looking all nice, or get a face massage, or just do some stuff, just to relax, you know, and then I feel a lot better about myself. Take some break. Yeah. It is very, very important. You see, I remember, like I said, when I cried, I was like, oh my God, I'm not doing this show again whatsoever. I'm fed up, I'm tired, the stress, everything. Is it actually worth it? Because you begin to doubt yourself. You say, is it actually worth it? What am I actually gaining from all this? You know, it's like you're pouring into everybody else, but nothing is actually pouring into you. I think that's where it all begins, and the stress, everything start kicking in. So after the event, I felt like I'm pouring into everyone. No one is pouring into me. Nothing is happening within. So I was overwhelmed, I was stressed, and I was tired. And I said to myself and my team, I don't think there'll be Afro Fashion Show for the next year, you know. But after having some time off, relaxing and everything, then reminding myself of my why. Then I said, all right, I'll give it a try. I'll carry on. You know, you need that break. That break is so important. It's so important. I think that's it for me, really.
It's just nice to have that time where you can reflect
on yourself
and just pour into yourself the way you're pouring into everyone else. Exactly. You know how they tell you most times they always like try to see how we can help everybody else, but then the person standing in the mirror looking at you, you've neglected that person. So it's nice to have that balance. What's the best business advice you'd say you've had over the years of running Afro Fashion Show? The best and worst business advice.
Best business advice. In terms of the advice, I just go with the flow.
Okay.
For me, it's all about believing in myself. I believe if I believe in myself, you know, I can make anything work.
Exactly.
You know, so for me, that is my own personal best advice that I give to myself. You know, there's a lot of advice around and so many people telling you this. I listen to podcast, TV, and so many people talking and all that. I tend to gather a few things that they say, yes. But for me personally, it's to believe in myself. If I don't pour into myself, I can't pour out.
Exactly.
You know, I have to have that strength within. I have to believe in myself. I have to know that whatever I'm doing is for a greater purpose. Is my impact good enough? You know, for me, that is the belief. I have to just embody it into me and say, okay, yes, I can do this. If I can't say to myself, I can do this, then I won't be able to achieve it. If I, for one bit, doubt myself, that's where the problem comes in. So I have to, when it comes to my business, my work, my life, I do so many things. It is crazy. I have to have like a time, like a schedule. Basically, I work with schedule, you know, so I have to tell myself.
If it's not in the calendar, we're not doing it.
Exactly. You know, I know sometimes you get invited to so many occasions, there's so many things you want to do. You say, okay, can I actually do this? Is it, you know, you have to think about yourself sometimes, you know, sometimes it might sound a little bit selfish, but you have to say, okay, it's a me time, it's me. Be okay to say no, things like that. You know, you just have to put things in place. So for me, it's just more about believing in myself. I can achieve this. Okay, this is a project that I'm going forward, that I want to get done. And I believe I can actually do it. It looks bigger than me. I am scared. At the beginning, I am scared I am furious. I'm like, oh my God, can I actually achieve this? But the moment I begin to believe in me, you know, then I can do it. It's just all about believing in oneself for me. And the negative part is the moment you doubt yourself,
That's it.
That's it. Then everything is all shaky and it's not working. And, you know, because that belief is not there. The first thing for me when it comes to business or when it comes to my business is for me to believe in myself, because if I believe in it, I can achieve it. That's how my mindset works.
So just following up from what you said, that the times where you have to be selfish for yourself, which is a good thing to be able to do, because not everyone is able to like just switch everybody else off and just focus on themselves. So with you, you wear so many hats.
Yeah.
You've got this business you're running, you've got school that a course that you're currently doing, all these things that you have going on. How do you manage your peace without losing yourself or without losing your identity? Because most times people are so focused on everything else, and then they, you know how they're moms that maybe they just start being moms, and then their life is really about the kids they're looking after, or the husband they've just had, and all of those things, which is quite nice. Good, but how do you balance everything without losing yourself and identity?
Okay, so for me, it's all about knowing what makes me happy. You have to know what makes you happy when you're stressed, or when do you need a me time? What is it? So I have to find what makes me happy, and I tend to do that. I understand that I've got family to take care of. I understand that I have a degree that I am currently pursuing, and I have to show up for that and give that my best as well. I also understand I have friends and family that, you know, you have to keep up with, you know. And as an entrepreneur, as a business person, you get invited to so many events, you get invited to so many things, and you also want to show up for that as well. So many things going on around your life as well. So you have to think, can I actually do it all? You know, you have to, I had to, I know, I think I've got about 4 or 5 things going on in my life at the moment. So I have to just prioritize. It's all about prioritizing for me. I have to prioritize, okay, my education, okay, this career or whatever I'm doing at the moment is very important to me. Okay, that stays. My kids, my family,
non-negotiable.
That stays, you know. So those are the primary. Anything else can be secondary. You know, the business, yes, it's very important to me. I can keep that, you know. And then anything else, if I'm free, I will attend. If I'm not free, I can't. And say, oh, I'm sorry. Be okay. For me, it's just be okay to tell people no. Unfortunately, I know sometimes I used to be people pleaser. I want to be everywhere at the same time. I want to do this, you know, you just want to portray that good image or good person and say whatever. No, because at the end of the day, people are still going to judge you regardless of what you do. So it's all about, people will talk. That's what they say. People will always talk. Whether you're good, whether you're bad, people will talk.
Whether you attend the event or not,
people will talk. So the best thing is just to do you. Do what makes you happy. Do what you're capable of doing, because I don't want to go to, let's say I'm working overnight and I am tired, burn out. And because I want to please that person, I dress up, okay, I'm going there. And then I go, at the end of the day, I collapse.
Exactly, that's it.
What's going to happen to me? If something happened to me, people are just going to say, oh, sorry, or whatever.
And you should have told us. You do
you understand what I mean?
Exactly.
And that's it, really. Nothing much. Your health.
Probably move on to the next person.
Thank you. Your health comes first. Your body, you have to think about yourself. What's actually good for me? If I can't attend it or whatsoever, or even if I've committed to it and I can't, I just send a message to say, sorry, this came up, apologize. You know, that's life. Things happen, and just move on from there. So it's always good to prioritize yourself and to say, okay, it's okay to say no to certain things, and just just do you.
Exactly.
You know,
and no is a complete sentence.
No
explanation.
No
given.
explanation. You know, I like to give explanation.
Well, to be fair, depending on the situation,
I'll give you an explanation. But it's okay to just say no. That's it. You know, you're gonna can you come and beat me up? Or if I say no, what are you gonna do?
I want to drink water. I'm not coming.
I'm not coming. I'm not available. You know, but they know that for me, I like to keep my integrity. I like to keep my standard. If I say no to someone, it's because I genuinely cannot make it. Because they know, the people around me knows that I will always show up for you. I will do what's best to make you happy or smile, whatsoever. But the moment I tell you no, you should understand. It's because I genuinely cannot. I'm not the kind of person that makes excuses all the time just because I want to. No. I'm more of the kind of person that when I tell you no or I can't make it, I'm actually being genuine about it. And I expect you to understand that. And I think they do understand. Whether they do or not, my peace comes first.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Okay. All right. So what mindset changes have you had to have in like building your events, building the community you currently have in your personal life and everything else?
Okay. So it's always good to have a positive mindset regardless of what you do in life. It's just be positive about situation, because the moment negativity comes in, it draws you back, you know. So I always stand with when it comes to my business, I would rephrase, I always stand with my why, my purpose, you know. And I think my purpose has a lot to do with my mindset. So I can't be negative. It's just the energy.
Exactly.
You have to have that energy, you know, you have to have that glowing flow of energy. And even when I'm talking to people, you know, there's some people you come across, you're speaking with them and what, you know, exactly from an instant, you're like, okay, I like that person. You know, they have that positive attitude.
They have the same kind of energy
with you, and they resonate with you, and you just go with the flow. That's the kind of person I am. Sometimes I'm one of those people that can be very quiet in the room. I observe a lot, but when I get talking, when I get to know you better, then it all I start flourishing, it all coming out. That's one thing about me. So having a positive mindset for me is a must. I think it's what keeps me going, to be honest. It's the attitude of I can. Yeah. I can. It's just I can and I will. It's just the mindset. There's no turning back.
Exactly.
There's no turning back.
There's no plan B.
This is the plan A, B, C, D, all in one. You know, but by the time it's always good to have business strategy and all that. But at the back of my mind, I'm like, this is my plan A, B, C, D.
It has to work.
It has to work.
Oh, it has to work.
It has to work. I can and I will. And that's it, you know. So that's just the mindset. When it comes to my business, or should I say when it comes to Afrofashionshow, I said to myself, sometimes, you know, I was like, this is it. It has to work. There's no other way out. This is it. This has to work, you know. And I think it's always good to have such mindset because it keeps you going. Yeah. Even when sometimes things are a bit slow or they're not going the way that you would wish, or you're looking at others and say, oh my God, this is, you know, no, I don't do that. My kind of mindset is so, I don't have a competition. Exactly. That's my mindset when it comes to my business. I don't see anyone as my competition. I feel like the sky is big enough for everyone to thrive. Yeah. And I also believe in supporting one another. That's one thing about me. I will support you. I will do whatever. Even if you're doing the same thing as me, I will go extra mile and I will do that. Because I believe the sky is big enough. You know, you are not my competition. If you see me as a competition, then, well, that's your own perspective. Exactly. You know, I have my own business strategy. For me, it's always good to have business strategy and all that. I will keep emphasizing on it. But regardless, people say, oh, this is your competition. Yes, it's good to have competition in the sense of the business world, money strategy and all that. It's good to have that. But personally, my mindset is I don't have a competition. You know, we all have our own very ways and we're going to strive in whatever we're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's really a good mindset to have, especially in the business space. And there's like so many people that would maybe like do similar things. Almost like if London Fashion Week, when there's London Fashion Week going on, there's like all those other like small events that happen around London Fashion Week as the main one. But I don't know if they look at London Fashion Week as a competitor, because there are still other like brands.
There's the other brands
that would want to. I think there was was it Fashion Finest or something? I don't know if they still run. They used to do like stuff with and it was like with emerging designers. Which those people would not have the platform for. I mean, London Fashion Week will not take them, but there's this other platforms they're able to showcase on, which is quite good. So I think that is quite like you've just said, a good mindset to have, even if there's like so many other people doing what I'm doing. I mean, in Manchester, if there's Manchester Fashion Week, that's fine. We can all thrive together.
Of course.
If there's Liverpool Fashion Week, I mean, we can all thrive together.
Even if there is a Afrofashionshow, another Afrofashionshow, maybe I am, for example, Afrofashionshow 1, and there is another Afrofashionshow 2, that's absolutely fine with me. Because the way that I would do my thing is different from the way that we do. My grace is different from your grace. So everyone is totally...
I mean, people can attend the same...
Exactly.
People go to one this week, next week
and they go to another one. So it's actually good for business because it makes you want to level up as well. You know, so it's always
healthy
good. Competition is needed in the industry. It makes you want to level up and say, okay, all right, I'm going to do this better. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. So for me, it's actually good. That's the way I see it. But take away that this person is my competition, you're struggling, or you're
crab mentality to have.
It is.
It's so
no. And as a Black woman, if you really want to thrive, you know, in a space that is suffocating us, trying to suffocate us, the best thing to do is to collaborate. You know, there's nothing wrong in collaboration. By the time you collaborate, you meet other people, you attend other events, you know, you get more knowledge, more awareness. That is how it's meant to be. So what is the point of just like, oh, no, this is my competition? No, it doesn't work. Instead, if you really want to win, instead collaborate with them. You know, and
can all thrive together.
That is the sole core of why we started our business. If you join me, you hold my hands, we all clap together. We can even be louder. You know, so what's the point? You know, so that's my mindset anyway. That's how I see things. I know from business perspective, some people might say I am wrong. Some people might say I'm right. That's absolutely fine. But it's something that has been working for me, and it will continue to, you know, so yeah.
So let's take it back to like 3-4 years ago. What would you have done differently, or what do you know now that you wish you knew like 4 or 5 years ago that you'd have implemented to make things go a lot better or smoother?
Okay, it's being able to open up and just let other people help you. So when I started, I wanted to do everything myself. I know I was also scared financially. Are these people going to charge me and all that? You know, I was really, really like, oh, the money's tight. If I get someone now, they're going to charge me X amount of money. But when I opened up, I found out that there's so many people who are willing to come into my space, even asking for financial help. They're willing to help me. So it's all about opening up and just let people come in, let people help you to build. You can't do it all by yourself. You cannot do it all by yourself. And as time goes on, the business thrive, then you begin to pay those people because you have to anyway. You have to see, okay, this person is helping me, this is doing this is doing that. You have to show appreciation, you have to pay people. But at the beginning, I think I was really very, very scared of, this person's going to charge me this person's going to charge me this, and I am a small business, I cannot afford it. So by the time I opened up and said, okay, I am actually struggling, I don't have the money to pay you this and that, and knowing that people are willing to come in to just help me to see this business thrive was a big, massive plus to me. And now that I can, occasionally pay people and say, okay, take this, then I do it. But yeah, it's just having that at the beginning. Yeah, I was so close up because of the fear of finance. I was so closed off. I didn't want to get people involved a lot because I was scared that they're going to ask me for payment and I can't afford it, But I found that when I opened up, there were actually a lot of people who want to freely, willingly call me and volunteer to do certain things for me. And I'm happy that I actually did open up quite a bit. So it's just try to open up, let people know what you're struggling with, because if they don't know, how can they help you? Exactly. So it's always good to open up and not just be closed off. Don't be scared. It's okay for people to say no to you. And sometimes it's even a blessing.
Exactly. Move on to the next person.
Exactly. It's even a blessing, when people say no to you sometimes. So yes. So I think that's what I now know, is that it's okay to tell people, this is it. This is how it is. We don't have the money at the moment, but should we have, we will.
I feel like that's a really good thing to have, especially in this day and age where people are, how they try to make the highlights of, I have everything figured out, I know what I'm doing, I have all the budget and finance in place. But you find at times where people are vulnerable or they are transparent enough to ask for help. There are people that are like ready to pitch in, ready to help. And it's always really shocking when I see things like that. And it's almost like, why were you just trying to figure out everything by yourself?
That's exactly what happened to me. And then I was like, why did I say so close up all this while? Why didn't I actually open up?
Exactly.
If I've opened up a lot earlier, I think the case would have been different. I wouldn't have been crying. I'd have maybe be smiling, and just there would have been a lot more improvement in what I'm doing today. So yes, that would be my advice to anyone, to say, open up. It's okay
to ask for help.
And it's also okay to get that rejection. There's nothing wrong with it. Because in the world that we live in today, a lot of in my resume, for example, there's thousands of no, there's thousands of closed doors and everything, but what people get to see is the open ones.
Exactly.
It's what's working. They don't get to see the closed doors, which is okay. But yeah, it's all definitely okay to say, I need help. Go for it.
We ask for help when you need help.
Yeah.
The highest you get is a no. Next.
That's it.
No, next. Yeah. There's an event I went for recently. I can't remember I think it was the Empowered to Lead events. And they're like, a lot of people say no, and no is like next option or something else. A way they phrased it, I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Yeah, that's another thing. People are scared to hear no. But then it's okay for the no to come.
It's okay.
Because then there's so many more yeses waiting ahead.
Yeah.
If you're worried about the no, then Because
sometimes you can be knocking on someone's door or someone's window, and then the window says no. By the time you leave from that window, then you go over to the door and knock on the door, and then the door is open.
Exactly.
So your no sometimes could be a blessing in disguise, to be honest. So there's no wrong or right answer at this point. It's always good to just go for it. If it's a no, okay. You have to have this positive attitude and start saying no as a blessing. I think that's another thing with mindset. Being willing to fail. Because once you have that mind, I'm not saying failing is a good thing. failure for me is a lesson.
Exactly.
Be willing, be open to say, okay, if this person's saying no, all right, that's fine. I'll knock on the other door. It's okay. It's okay for people to say no, because they might not actually be ready for you at that point. There are some doors that I have gone, we've knocked on the door and they say, no, we are unavailable at this moment. Come back later.
Exactly.
So that gives me a window for me to move over to the next door and knock on that door. And then once they're ready, they then come back to us and open the door.
Exactly.
So it's always good to try things out. So it's okay for someone to say, oh, no, you're actually learning. There's nothing wrong with failing. People see it as failing, but have the mindset of it's a lesson.
Exactly. Yeah. What is next for Afro Fashion Show and everything else you're working on? Next big thing.
The next big thing is the Afro Fashion Show 2026.
Yes.
In June. So I think that is what we're working on. I know a lot of people don't see what's going on at the moment, but we tend to start early.
I mean, you already have a date. So
we already have a date. You have to start planning.
Is it going to be the same venue?
It's going to be the same venue.
Okay.
At the Deansgate Hotel, Manchester. So it's going to be there. And we're already working on it. But the next big thing for Afro Fashion Show is to look for ways that we can expand. We are working on that. I'm not going to say too much until we have the goal to say, okay, this is signed for. But so much more will be coming in the next couple of months and everything will be unveiled. But it's just all about planning and just taking things further and just hopefully we're able to get the support that we need, because at the end of the day, it's just getting the support. And we also would advise anyone to always come knock on our door. If you want to get involved, be part of something really exciting, So yeah, we are actually looking forward to it. It's going to be massive.
Really, really good. Okay, so time for our quick fire round session.
Oh, fire round.
Okay, so tea or coffee? Okay.
Coffee.
I think there's more like coffee sessions going on soon.
Yeah.
All right, so routine or no routine?
Routine.
Okay. Work from home or work in an office?
It's a 50-50 situation.
Okay.
When I work from home, sometimes
you're distracted.
I am distracted because of the family.
Exactly.
But when I go out to work, it's a lot more quiet. But when I'm working from home, I'm more of a night owl, so I function more at nighttime. If I'm working from home, preferable is mainly at night where everyone is all sleepy, so it gives me the time to focus more, and I think I'm more productive there. That's when the ideas start kicking in and everything start, coming to place. At night time.
Okay.
It's
I feel like after 6 p.m. my brain just drowns out. Like I don't even know what's happening.
That's something about being creative. I think everyone has the time whereby things works for them. For me, it's more nighttime.
Okay,
it's more nighttime when people are sleeping. Peace. When the moment I have this peace and quiet moment, ideas start flying in. I start saying things. Sometimes I remember, I was working on Oxford Street and I saw a girl with some nice dress or something happened. And then I started sketching and say, okay, I'm going to make something similar. Ideas start coming in if I'm to create like an outfit for someone, for example, or maybe the vision for the Afro Fashion Show or something comes into my mind. Oh, I'm scrolling through something. Okay, all right, I think this would work, So I have my moments more at nighttime. It's funny.
All the ideas start flying.
Yeah. I remember there was a time I went for someone's birthday. It's funny. And it was about 11, 12, in a very busy environment setting, and ideas start kicking in. And I'm telling myself, what's going on with me?
Creative juice is flowing.
It is, yeah. So for me, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but my creative mindset, my mind, whether it's loud or noisy or whatsoever, it comes to me more at night. It doesn't matter where I am, the setting or anything. but in the morning, I think maybe it's how my mind is programmed. I don't know. I'm just like, okay, get some lectures, some schools, the kids' schools, whatever, just get everything sorted, So I'm not that creative during that time. But the moment I'm alone or somewhere, nighttime, it's just that flowing. It's weird, but it is what it is.
It's quite good. At least you figured that out.
I figured out when I'm more creative as a person. So I'm happy to have found that. So
yeah, that's really good. Okay, 9 to 5 or entrepreneur?
Entrepreneurship all the way.
I want to say money on night person, but you've answered this question, night person. Okay, road trip or flight?
Road trip.
That's fair enough. I mean, the flights and this thing can be stressful sometimes, but
I don't get me wrong, I love the flight and everything, I think what puts me off is just like, when it's taking off my ears the pressure and everything. I think that's one thing that I don't like when it comes to flying, but I love to have some good time on holiday and everything. But
I think mine is you have the restricted luggage. When it's road trip, you can fling anything in the car and be out.
Yeah, I love a good road trip. I love
definitely.
A road trip.
All right, okay. Emails or phone calls?
Emails.
Okay. What's one app you cannot live without?
I don't think I have any.
Okay.
I don't think I have an
That's
app.
fair enough.
I have any because I'm the kind of person that will go offline for a week, a month,
I'm not
even bothered.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I think I can actually,
live without any app.
Leave without an app. Yeah.
Okay. That's fair enough. Okay. So what's one of the biggest business splurge that you do not regret?
Afrofashionshow.
Okay.
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. And what's your dream collaboration?
Ooh. Okay. There's a lot. Okay. So I think I would love to do a collaboration with Victoria Beckham.
Okay.
And also, I would also love to do a collaboration with Vicky James.
Okay.
There are a lot of people on my list. I'm not gonna lie.
What's the reasoning behind Victoria Beckham and Vicky James?
Okay, so with Victoria Beckham, I know she's, it's like the Western thing that she does as a fashion designer, but I would love to infuse the African fashion scene into it to see how that would work. So that's one of the reason why I would like to do a collaboration with Victoria. When it comes to Vicky James, she is someone if you don't know, I am a Nigerian, and she is she's just one of those top designers in Nigeria that I do admire, and I love her work. I love what she does, and yes, I think she's one person that I would love to do a collaboration with. Yeah.
Okay, so what's one word that describes your entrepreneurial journey so far? One word.
Fate.
That's good. How do people find you? So if someone's looking to see, like you've just said, if you want to be part of what we're doing or to work with us, how do people find your work?
Okay, you can find us at Afrofashionshow UK on Instagram, Afrofashionshow UK on Facebook. You could go to our website, Afrofashionshow UK, or www.afrofashionshow.co.uk. You can find us there, or you can send us a general email at event@afrofashionshow.co.uk.
Okay, that's really good. So all that information will be in the show notes. So do well to check it out and see all the amazing things she gets up to with Afro Fashion Show. Thanks for coming on the show today and inspiring and sharing your journey with us. It's been really amazing having you on here. Thanks for listening to Beyond the Collection by M.A.D. Do not forget to subscribe so you never miss a story, and connect with us on all social media platforms. It's at Beyond the Collection, and keep building boldly.